If you haven't heard of this player's name, I would get to know it. There is no hitter right now in the postseason hotter than the Rays' Randy Arozarena. Now, not only is Arozarena hitting, this is no mistake here. Arozarena in the postseason, 5 games, played 3 against the Yankees and 2 in their sweep over the Blue Jays. 5 games, Randy Arozarena in the postseason is hitting .727 with 3 homers so far. Let me repeat that. He is hitting .727 in the postseason. I don't care if it's a 5-game sample size. You're playing against the team's best pitchers every single night in pressure situations. And here's a Randy Arozarena. Every 4 at-bats getting on 3 times. Insane. So not only does Randy Arozarena just completely locked in, mashing the ball so far, he has taken the crown from Adeiny Echeverria as the most fun name to say in baseball. Randy Arozarena. Try it. Do it at home if you're listening right now. Rolls off the tongue. Randy Arozarena. The nice Z in there, a rose. It's fun to say. Randy Arozarena. Rolls off the tongue. Fun to say. Fun name to say. And he's been a fun player to watch. .727, 3 homers so far. To me, the Rays in this series have shown why they are the best team in the AL. They're tough at 1 through 9. So the lineup is producing all throughout the lineup, which is what you need. They're not top heavy. They're not relying on 1 player or 2 players to get all the big hits for them. And their pitching is locked down. Their bullpen is one of the best, if not the best in the game. Arm after arm after arm. Throwing hard, getting strikeouts, and the Yankees just are failing to make contact. So that's why, to me, I expect the Rays, even though they're going with a bullpen game tonight, the Yankees are starting Jordan Montgomery. I expect the Rays to wrap up the series tonight. I really do. After dropping game 1, I think they'll win 3 in a row, kick the Yankees to the curb, and move on to the ALCS, where they could maybe face the most hated team in baseball, the Houston Astros. Because in their series against the A's so far, I hate to say it, I think the Astros are going to be a problem this postseason. They struggled in the regular season. They were 2 games under .500 when they made the playoffs. Went right through the Twins, kept their postseason miseries going on, and now against the A's, one of the best teams in baseball, one of the best teams in the AL, they're handling them so far. It's almost like, unfortunately, the Astros woke up. They went through that malaise. They kind of felt sorry for themselves. They were distracted by all the hate, all the vitriol that came their way after this offseason where there's no justifying their cheating. But there's just a lot of attention and a lot of it's just a lot of hatred towards Houston. And it seemed that to really, bog them down in the regular season. They couldn't get out of their funk. It's like they get to the postseason, they wake up, hey, we're really talented. George Springer, great player, busting out in the playoffs. Carlos Correa, hitting well so far in the playoffs. I hate to say it. The Astros still have a lot of talent on their team. Trash can or no trash can, buzzers or no buzzers, this lineup is still really damn good. It's deep. It's filled with great players. And it's like finally the Astros offensively woke up and now are playing to their potential. So I'm a little worried about their pitching. Zach Greinke, we'll see if he's going to pitch today. There's really nothing been said. He was supposedly getting his arm checked out a few days ago to see what's going on there. There may be some thought he could pitch today, maybe not. There's really, it's a lot of close to the vest managing so far from Dusty Baker on the pitching. Pitching does get me a little worried. The A's really crushed it yesterday in their win to stave off elimination, but the Astros are up 2-1. Foot on the throat, I do think they'll get it done today. I think it'll be an Astros-Rays ALCS, and man, if the Astros make it to the World Series, if the Astros win the World Series, oh boy. Oh boy. I don't think we'll ever hear the end of it from Houston. And that would just be, I don't think that would be, honestly, it would be good for the sport of baseball. Attention-wise, that would not be good for the sport in any other facet of the game. They just want pure attention. They should be rooting for the Astros. But I, like the other 29 fan bases, can't do that. Absolutely not doing that, but my rooting interest and what I think is going to happen are 2 different things. I think the Astros will get it done. I think the Rays will get it done in the AL. We'll have our Astros-Rays ALCS. In the NL, talk about a shock. Braves and Marlins. How about the Braves pitching? They've played 4 games so far. 2 against the Reds, 2 against the Marlins. In those 4 games, they have 3 shutouts. Say what you want about the Marlins. Say what you want even about the Reds. They got kind of hot late. 3 shutouts in 4 postseason games is unheard of. impressive no matter which way you slice it, especially considering Mike Soroka, one of the best pitchers for the Braves this year, coming into the year, hurt, 2 weeks into the season, out for the rest of the year. Their depth behind their first starter, Max Fried, not great. Not really good at all, actually. And you had Ian Anderson bursting onto the scene. Yet another impressive postseason performance last night. Shuts the Marlins out. The bullpen slams the door. The Braves are winning, and I honestly did not think it would be because of their pitching. Not a shot in hell. I thought they would lose and get bounced in the playoffs early because of the lack of depth in the starting pitching. I like their lineup a lot. Ronald Acuña Jr., Freddie Freeman. Now, apparently, Travis d'Arnaud is actually good at baseball. As a Mets fan, I didn't think that was actually possible. But Travis d'Arnaud this year he's almost like Jesus Christ. He's turning water into wine. With the turn he's had so far, getting clutch homers in the postseason. Another big hit yesterday. This guy's unbelievable. This guy's unfreaking believable. So the lineup is really good, but the pitching has been the story so far for the Braves. Very, very, very impressive. They'll win today. Sixto Sanchez has been a great story for Miami. I think the Braves will get it done. They'll move on. And on paper, so far, I think the most exciting series so far. Padres and Dodgers out there late at night. If you've been able to stay up, it's been worth it so far. Clayton Kershaw, we know his struggles in the postseason. Pitched pretty well yesterday. 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 Ks. We've seen it implode on the biggest stages. It's good for Clayton Kershaw to get it done, pitch well, give the team a chance. And man, if you missed last night's game, there was a lot going on here. I hope if you're not on Twitter, get on it. Just type in Cody Bellinger, you see it right away. He made one of the best catches in terms of the moment and what it meant in playoff baseball so far. Robbed a 2-run homer for Fernando Tatis Jr. in the 7th inning. Would have put the Padres up by 1, flipped the momentum completely in San Diego's favor, takes it away. That is a tremendous highlight, a tremendous play by Cody Bellinger. But you know what was even better than that? This is something it's hard to see on highlights because the TV didn't really, the TV broadcast didn't really show it too much. But Brusdar Graterol, he was the relief pitcher for the Dodgers that almost served up the 2-run homer to Tatis Jr. if it wasn't for Cody Bellinger. Once you saw Bellinger make the catch in the 7th inning, now this is the 7th inning. The game's not over. This wasn't a series clinching win, but this is just game 2 of the NLDS. In the 7th inning, mind you. Still a lot of game to go. But after Graterol saw Cody Bellinger bail him out, he did a glove flip, threw his glove off, threw his hat off after the catch. That is, to me, even better than the catch itself. We see bat flips, and I love bat flips. We see players pimp home runs, and I'm all for that. How about the pitchers now getting some love? How about the pitchers pimping their hits, pimping their strikeouts, pimping them getting out of situations and jams? Now, sure, he didn't get a strikeout. Should have been a 2-run homer. Got bailed out. The glove flip, the hat flip. He then proceeded to blow a kiss to Manny Machado, who was upset at the glove flip, and waved him bye-bye. This is what baseball needs. I love the hitters having fun. We always talk about let the kids play. I'm all for the bat flips. Manny Machado had himself a hell of a bat throw the inning before for the home run he hit. How about the pitchers getting involved? Let's do more pitcher glove flips, more pitcher hat flips. It caused some juice. The Padres weren't happy. The Dodgers were upset that the Padres were upset. It added some great juice, some great energy to an already fun and exciting postseason series. Let's get it more. I'm advocating for more hat flips, more glove flips from pitchers. Let's pimp strikeouts and getting out of innings, just like batters pimp home runs. That is exactly what baseball needs. The Lakers did something that I think they weren't capable of doing. I didn't think they could do. And that's win a game when Anthony Davis and LeBron James basically don't dominate the game. When they don't take over, don't play incredible, phenomenal basketball, I think the Lakers could win. And they did that on Tuesday night. Now, it's not like LeBron or AD played bad. Not like Game 3 bad. They play average, I would say. LeBron still turned the ball over. Nothing phenomenal, nothing great. Neither of them took the game over. But down the stretch and throughout the entire game, they were given a boost. They were bailed out, if you will. They were helped out. I should more say helped out, not bailed out. They were helped out by the role players, by the bench players, which is something that I really honestly thought since the playoffs started. Since the bubble started, I've been basically saying it every single show I've talked about the Lakers and talked about the bubble. I thought eventually the biggest downfall of the Lakers would be just the roster around LeBron and AD was not good enough to carry them to where if they didn't take over every single night, they would be a loss. Game 3, I was proven right. Game 4 on Tuesday night, I was proven wrong. And I'll give the Lakers credit. When I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I have no problem with that, and I was wrong. So in the biggest game, this is a massive swing game. Like you lose this, Bam returns, Heat tied at 2-2. Lakers are in real big trouble. Lakers are in real big trouble. Instead, the bench comes through, the role players come through. They take a commanding 3-1 lead. And essentially now, barring a miracle, we hope LeBron won his 4th NBA title. They go for that on Friday night. And we're going back to Tuesday. LeBron, 28 points, shot 50% from the field. It's pretty good. 8 assists. AD, 22 points, also shot 50% from the field, 9 rebounds. But again, both pretty good games. If you heard Aaron Rodgers, I'll connect an Aaron Rodgers quote to these two. Aaron Rodgers on Tuesday was on Pat McAfee's show. And basically, when asked about, what's different this year, was there any, did you have any doubts about previous years you didn't play that well? And Aaron Rodgers dropped a bomb by saying, most of my down years are career years for most quarterbacks. Bomb, right? My down years are career years for most quarterbacks. And he's not wrong. 26 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We're asking, is Rodgers done? Another year, I think it was 24 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, something like that. Is he done? Is it over? Can he still play well? And I will say that, and I will use that same quote for LeBron and AD. This would be considered a down game. I feel confident saying LeBron had a average game. Definitely not by far his best. AD, same thing. But their down games, their average games, are career nights for a lot of players. So while they played solid, they played all right. Nowhere near the level they played a lot of this postseason at. And I thought that was enough to where, again, if they didn't completely take over the game, the Lakers would be in trouble. But role players, again, were the massive reason why the Lakers took a 3-1 lead on Tuesday night. Danny Green, 10 points. Contributions on the offensive side and the defensive side. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, 15 points, hit 3 threes, and has a few buckets late, big buckets late, to help extend the Laker lead. Markieff Morris, Kyle Kuzma, 9 points each, but they also played really well in Game 3 as well, when LeBron and AD played really bad and lost that game. So now this is a game where their role players stepped up. Their role players played well. And down the stretch, they were making some big plays to secure the win. I just mentioned Caldwell-Pope, KCP, about 3 minutes after so, turned a 2-point lead for the Lakers into a 7-point lead. He personally went on a 5-0 run, hit a 3, made another layup. Not the biggest deal, considering the fact that we have not seen that before. At least I shouldn't say we haven't seen that before when the Lakers are playing a close game. Because you know what I compared this bench to and what I thought they were this entire year? I thought the Lakers bench and their role players were front runners. Here's what I mean by that. When the Lakers were playing well, and more importantly, when LeBron and AD were playing well, when LeBron's dishing out assists, knocking down shots, when AD is dominating down low, 30 points, 35 points, 40 points, scooping up rebounds left and right, imposing his will in the defense, that's when the other role players stepped up and played well. That's when KCP would knock down threes. That's when Danny Green would knock down threes. That's when Rajon Rondo would work his way to the basket and get 10, 12, 15 points. The role players played their best when their 2 best players were dominating and had all the attention of the defense. When they were struggling, when they weren't knocking down shots, when they needed help, the bench and the role players could not get it done, and I thought that was going to continue this whole series. But credit to them. Because again, LeBron and AD played all right. Nothing dominant, nothing crazy. But to the Lakers bench and their role player credit, they stepped up and they played well. When they really were relied upon, they came through, which is something we really haven't seen so far through the playoffs.